Have you ever had a moment in your life where you looked around and thought, I want more than this? You're not even sure what you want, but you know that this ain't it. In the book, The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying, a hospice care nurse interviewed a bunch of people on their deathbeds. Their number one regret: I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. I had a moment like this when I was a teenager. I realized I was wasting a lot of my time trying to fit in. I'd done well on tests, so I tried to fit in with the smart kids who studied all the time and got straight A's, but they had tiger parents who looked at them like trophies and their lives were miserable. And I played sports, so I tried to fit in with the football players or the basketball players, but those were the guys that drank and smoked weed on the weekends, and the ones that made it, they always came back to the town as losers. When I looked at their environment, their habits, their goals, I realized I don't want to be just a better version of these people. It was clear to me that if I wanted something different in life, I had to be different. And that meant not fitting in. How much of your life do you waste trying to fit in? At work, at the gym, at school? Do you follow the same 5 Instagram accounts everyone else follows? Do you support the same sports teams? Do the same workouts? If you waste your life trying to fit in, you're gonna end up the average of the people you try to fit in with. If you're an average American, that means you're gonna be 20 pounds overweight and have less than $1,000 in your bank account. You can try to be better than average. I mean, maybe you have 15 pounds overweight and have $1,500 in your bank account. Or you can look for a way to be different. Different is greater than better. But if you try to be too different, then you might end up some religious zealot living in a bunker on the side of the foothills. So you have to find a way to balance the deep-seated desire to fit in with a tribe with a desire to be different. In my 20s, I had to figure out a way to navigate living a different life. Here are the 4 rules I came up with in my 20s to navigate living a different life in the real world. Number 1, try everything once. When I had this realization as a teenager, I started joining clubs, I did the school play, I started working out in the morning, I started meeting all sorts of different people. I had the goal to try everything. Now, Tim Ferriss had this great quote that said, everything popular is wrong. Now that's a great place to start, but actually some popular stuff is awesome. We got a Tesla earlier this year, and it's the best car that we ever owned. If I was just a counterculture person, I might have bought one of those little smart cars that look like an Amazon box with headlights. The point is this: you want to try all the popular stuff, the unpopular stuff, and the weird stuff. The more stuff you try, the better. Treat your life like an experiment. Make a hypothesis of all the things you think you might like, and then try them all until you find something that works. Go to a football game and cheer with the crazies, or go to a hockey match, or wake up at 4 a.m. and go to the bar and watch the World Cup with your friends. At school, try getting straight A's for the semester, and then try one semester where you smoke weed and party all the time. At the gym, try weightlifting, running, yoga, boxing, bodybuilding, Pilates. I tried a ballet class once. I'd never do that again. The point is this: try all of it at least once and see what all the fuss is about. If you exercise caution around the truly life-destroying things like heroin or free soloing, then you will never regret trying something new. So embrace it all. The more things you try, the more different experiences you get to have, and the less average you become. Number 2, record the results. If you treat your life like a scientist who's conducting experiments, then you need some sort of record to figure out what worked and what didn't. I figured out when I was about 20 that I needed to keep track of some of the crazy stuff I did so I can figure out what would stick. So I started keeping a journal. I'd write down my goals and plans, what happened, what the results were, and what I learned from the experience. Over the years, I've tried all kinds of different ways of capturing this: writing a journal, doing a podcast, recording a video, sharing it with friends. The method you use doesn't really matter. In fact, it doesn't even matter that much if you go back and review it, although it can be helpful. You just have to find a way to synthesize the experience somehow. So gather your thoughts around what happened and what conclusions you made. This helps you anchor the experience in your mind. And 5 years from now, when you remember it, you'll only remember a couple of details and the conclusion you came to in the end. Once you record your initial thoughts, then you move on to step number 3. Keep the things that serve you. The whole point of trying new things is to find things that work for you. As a result of the experiments I've run, I've lost 100 pounds, moved to a new country, learned to play the guitar, started a business, hired people, fired people. I keep the things that serve me. If it's a one-time experience, then file it away somewhere. Keep a list of your favorite restaurants or places that you've gone or foods that you've tried. If it's a new habit or a belief, then figure out a way to integrate it in your life. I personally like to use the 10, 30, 100 rule. I talk about that in a separate video. If a new person is associated with that experience, then build a relationship with them and invite them to do it every time you do it. The point is not to go through life alone, it's to not waste it being average. If it doesn't serve you, move to step 4. Eliminate everything else. Everything in your life is up for negotiation. Who you're with, what you do for a living, where you live, what you eat, it's either serving you or it's hurting you. The key to breaking out of an average life is to ruthlessly eliminate the things that do not serve you. There have been times in my life where I've sold everything I've owned, gotten rid of employees or friends, stopped drinking caffeine or alcohol, quit social media. If it is not serving you, eliminate it ruthlessly. Well, how do you know if it's serving you? Well, you go back to your journal. I like to write 3 questions, and I do this on a daily or a weekly basis. 1, what am I excited about today? Number 2, what am I grateful for today? Number 3, what am I worried or frustrated about today? If you look back at your journal and you see you're getting frustrated by the same thing day after day, or you find you're talking to your friends and you're complaining about the same thing day after day, it's time to eliminate it. Evaluate and eliminate. Even your job, even your house, even your marriage, even your family. If it is not serving you, evaluate it and eliminate it. When you look back on your life and you're on your deathbed, the only one who's gonna feel regret about how you spent your time is you. Stop wasting time trying to fit in with people who don't give 2 shits about you. You have 1 life to live, so go and live it. If you're new to this channel, my name is Jay. This channel features 1 to 2 videos a week with topics around business, health, personal development, books, and other fun experiments in living. If you like what you saw, please consider subscribing. Stay curious, stay focused, and keep showing up. We'll see you in the next one.